A Soviet tank. No ammunition left, still attacking. June 23, 1941. Lithuania. A KV-1 heavy tank runs out of shells in the middle of a battle. The crew has two choices: retreat or improvise. They chose option 2. And what happened next would be written in German, after-action reports, with what can only be described as disbelief. This is that story. The German 6th Panzer Division is pushing deep into Soviet territory. Operation Barbarossa is 3 days old. The Wehrmacht is advancing fast. Blitzkrieg doctrine. Speed and shock. Near the Lithuanian town of Skaudvilė, Motorcycle Battalion 6 is on point. They're scouting ahead of the main force. Behind them, Battalion 41 with anti-tank guns. Standard 37mm PaK-36 and newer 50mm PaK-38 guns. These weapons have worked perfectly against Polish tanks in 1939, against French tanks in 1940. The Germans are confident. 14 Rackle, radio crackle. Hostile armor spotted. Tree line ahead. Through the dust and heat shimmer, German scouts see 4 shapes. Soviet tanks, heavy tanks, KV-1s. 1903, the Germans open fire first. Motorcycle Battalion's 37mm anti-tank gun crew loads and fires. Direct hit. The round strikes the lead KV-1's frontal armor at 120 meters. Sparks fly. The tank doesn't stop, doesn't slow down, doesn't even flinch. 1905, Battalion 41 joins the engagement. 350mm PaK-38 guns, the newer model. Better penetration. 6 shells fired in rapid succession, 4 direct hits. The KV-1 keeps rolling forward. The shells ricochet off the armor and bury themselves in the dirt beside the road. Gone radio transmission text on screen. PaK-38 ineffective. Repeat. Anti-tank weapons ineffective. 1408. A German Panzer 35T light tank tries to flank. Gets within 50 meters. Fires 3 rounds point blank into the KV's side armor. Same result. Bounce. 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 The KV's turret rotates. Boom. The Panzer 35T explodes. For the next 20 minutes, chaos. 4 KV-1 tanks push through Battalion 41's defensive line. German guns are firing continuously. Crews are reloading as fast as they can. Shells are hitting. But nothing is penetrating. 1425. 1 KV-1 reaches a German machine gun nest. The 76 mm main gun fires. The nest disappears in a cloud of smoke and dirt. 1430. Another KV crushes a supply truck, drives right over. The truck pancakes under 45 tons of Soviet steel. 1435. German infantry are starting to panic. Some are falling back. Others are still firing rifles uselessly at the tanks. And then, 1442. 1 KV-1 has pushed deepest into the German position. It's isolated from the other 3 Soviet tanks. It's firing methodically, hitting German positions one by one. And then, click. The main gun goes silent. The turret stops rotating, out of ammunition. German soldiers 200 meters away see this. They watch through binoculars. The KV hasn't fired in 30 seconds. 1 minute. 2 minutes. A German sergeant radios back. Enemy tank has ceased fire. Ammunition exhausted possibly. The Germans start to regroup. They think the threat is neutralized. They were catastrophically wrong. 1448. The KV-1's engine revs. High RPMs. The tank lurches forward. It's not retreating, it's accelerating. Heading straight for the nearest German anti-tank gun position. Common Gunner Motorcycle Battalion 6. Survivor account. We thought it was withdrawing. Then the engine noise changed. It was coming at us. Fast. My commander ordered rapid fire. We hit it 4 times. I counted each impact. The tank didn't stop. It turned directly toward our position. We thought it would fire. We braced for the shell. Instead, it drove over us. 1449. The KV-1's left track rolls over the 50 memory PaK-38 gun. Metal screeches against metal. The gun barrel bends. The wooden carriage splinters. The entire weapon system is crushed flat into the mud. 3 German crew members run. 2 don't make it. 1452. The KV doesn't stop. It scans for the next target. 500 meters away, another German anti-tank gun. The engine revs again. It's hunting. 14:55. Second gun position. The German crew sees it coming. They fire one desperate shot. The round bounces off the glacis plate. The crew abandons the gun and runs into the forest. The KV drives over the empty position, crushes the gun, crushes the ammunition boxes, crushes everything. 15:10. Third gun. This crew doesn't even try to fight. They see the KV approaching. They run. The tank methodically destroys the abandoned position. 15:25. Fourth gun position. German infantry are trying to set up a hasty ambush with grenades. The KV spots them first. It doesn't have shells to fire, but it has a coaxial machine gun. The infantry scatter. The tank destroys the fourth gun. 15:40. German commanders realize what's happening. A single Soviet tank without main gun ammunition has just destroyed or forced the abandonment of 8 anti-tank guns, killed or wounded approximately 30 German soldiers, created a massive gap in their defensive line, caused complete panic in 2 battalions.
Transmission German. Command.
Bring up the 88s. Standard weapons are useless.
16. The problem.
The nearest 88 mm flak gun is 12 kilometers away. It will take 45 minutes to get there. And in those 45 minutes, the KV is still moving. 16:20. The KV finally stops. Not because the Germans stopped it, because it's out of fuel. The tank sits at the edge of a field, engine silent. But even immobilized, the Germans won't approach it. They don't know if the crew is still alive inside. They don't know if it has ammunition for the machine guns. So they wait. 16:45. Heavy artillery arrives. German 105 mm howitzers set up 2 kilometers away. 17. The bombardment begins. Shell after shell rains down on the KV's position. Dirt and smoke everywhere. 17:15. The firing stops. German infantry cautiously moves forward. The KV-1 is destroyed. Tracks blown off. Turret penetrated by multiple hits. Hull cracked open. They find the crew inside. 5 men. Dead at their posts. The battle is over. German officers survey the damage. The count: 8 anti-tank guns destroyed or abandoned, 4 more guns damaged, 12 crew members killed, 18 wounded. 60% of Battalion 41's anti-tank capability gone, caused by 1 Soviet tank. That ran out of ammunition halfway through. The German after-action report is unusually detailed. Officers wrote specific notes. KV-1 tank continued aggressive action despite exhaustion of main gun ammunition. Employed physical weight of vehicle as weapon system. Standard anti-tank weapons proved completely ineffective against frontal and side armor. Crew demonstrated exceptional tactical initiative. One German officer wrote in his personal diary, "We are not fighting tanks. We are fighting steel fortresses that move." This wasn't a one-time event. On the same day, 3 other KV-1 tanks did similar things in different sectors. The next day, June 24th, the famous Crossroads KV held off the entire 6th Panzer Division for 24 hours. 2 days later, another KV blocked a road junction for 12 hours. This was a pattern. The KV-1 was so heavily armored that even without ammunition, it was still a weapon. 45 tons of steel. That was all it needed. In June 1941, the Germans learned something terrifying at Raseiniai. Soviet heavy tanks didn't need ammunition to be dangerous. The armor alone made them mobile fortresses, and German standard anti-tank weapons, the 37 Minus, the 50 Minus, were completely obsolete against them. The only solution? 88 Minus flak guns. Artillery pieces designed to shoot down aircraft. That's what it took to kill a KV-1. This battle, and others like it, forced Germany to completely rethink their tank doctrine. Within months, they were designing heavier tanks, better guns, thicker armor, all because of what happened at Skaudvilė on June 23, 1941. We don't know their names. Soviet records from this period are incomplete, but we know what they did. When their ammunition ran out, they didn't retreat. They improvised. They adapted, and they fought until there was nothing left to fight with. This happened 6 times during the Battle of Raseiniai. 6 different KV tanks fighting similar solo battles. If you want to hear those other stories, hit subscribe. And drop a comment, what's the most creative improvisation you've heard of in military history? Thanks for watching. And remember, sometimes the best weapon is the weapon itself.